Hello and welcome back to Minecraft. This is Apprentice 8 here with another tutorial. And you remember this. I'm standing in front of my hidden door. I'll go ahead and link to the previous tutorial. What I'm going to be doing is building off of this today. We'll call it Hidden Door 2.0 or Hidden Door version 2 if you will. You know, as is, I think it's a pretty good little design. It allows you passage through, and it can be recessed into a wall so you don't really know it's there. One flaw, however, this was pointed out to me in the comments. You just saw it a little bit there. If you are, let's say, not running through at a sprinting speed, if you're just walking through and you get caught, well, then you get stuck in the middle of your door system and you have to dig your way out, which is no good. Ideally, what you would want is for this to keep it open until you're allowed to pass through, and then you could close it on the other side. Well, that's kind of difficult with pressure plates because they only stay open for 1 or 2 ticks and then they close it. So what we want to do is make this work essentially like a lever, in that you step on the pressure plate, it opens the door and it stays open. That way you can get through to the other side and close it there. And then, of course, the opposite would happen. You step on it again and it would close the signal. Well, I've done it over here. I won't show you what's going on underneath because that's what we're going to be working on in the tutorial today. But essentially, when you click on this, boom, there it is. The door opens. It stays open until you're able to pass through to the other side, step on this pressure plate, and the opposite reaction happens. Now, of course, you can actually activate this from either side. It works the same because it's all connected up to the same mechanism. And I'm going to show you how to do this. So I have a third platform over here to the right. And this is essentially the same as the first design. It's an exact clone, in fact. And we're going to be adding we'll call it the fake lever mechanism, or whatever you want to call it. But we're going to make this pressure plate act as a lever. And it's actually not too complicated. It makes use of some of the new 1.5 redstone updates. We'll be using a little bit of this block of redstone and such. But let's get to it. What I'm going to do is dig underneath here, and we're going to dig all of this stuff out because we are in need of a major overhaul to make this all do what we want it to do. So, just dig this out a little bit so we have some working room, and we still need to have the redstone directly underneath here. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that doesn't change. We still need this pressure plate to activate this redstone. But now what we're going to do, we're going to bring this out, 2 more blocks here and here. And on each side, we're going to place a torch. Dig down 1 block further, and you'll see why. Underneath here, we're going to place 2 pistons. 1 there. We're going to place a block of redstone, and then place another piston here. And what these are going to do is sort of play tug of war with this block of redstone so that this goes back and forth. And the reason we're going to do that is because we want it, when it's in this position, to power this redstone here. So you'll see when we come back up here and we press on this, now that redstone is powered off, and it stays off until you hit this pressure plate again, and then it goes on, and it stays on. Well, that's exactly what we want. You'll see it's not actually doing anything to the door yet because we haven't hooked it all up, and that's what we're going to do now. So let's go back under here. And it's a little bit tricky. Hopefully I can get this right the first time. Probably not, but let's see. Let's dig this out. We're going to change the orientation of all this stuff a little bit. So we're going to have this come like this and down. Okay, to connect up there. Perfect. And then we need to connect this one as well. And remember, this one gets the repeater with the full ticks. That way everything works at the same speed. So to do that, let's go ahead and run that this way. So we will do that. A repeater, full ticks. And we're going to power it with a torch. So that needs to be in the off position right now. There you go. Because if you remember, when you're carrying power up, the redstones reverse each level. So redstone torch is on. This one is off. If you were to do the next one above it, it would be on again. Okay? So the final thing we need to do is connect our closing switch on the other side. And what we can do here is simply just bring a bridge across and link up the redstone to all of this. So now, theoretically, yep, there we go. So you'll see it stays open, and that'll allow you plenty of time to pass through here, and then when you hit this switch, it closes it all up. Now, of course, the mechanism works the same from both sides because it's all hooked up to the same place. But there you go. These pressure plates are now acting as levers. And I know that might have been a little bit confusing since I was digging underneath there, so let me just kind of show you what was going on there above ground. The system is actually very easy. You can simply place a redstone block there, a brick here, here, and here. Okay, so remember we have the torch on each side of this. There's redstone on top of these blocks, redstone coming from here, and then we have a piston there and a piston there. So these torches are powering the pistons, and this is where we want the signal to go to. So right now that signal is in the off position. If we have our pressure plate above it, there you go. So there you have it. There is the, I don't know what you would call this. We'll just say that the pressure plate is acting as a lever now. So that is how you can make your door stay open and your door stay closed. Till next time, this is Apprentice 8. Thank you for stopping by. And I should really figure out a good pathway up here. Well, if I'm on this side, I'll just go up the